You ever grab a handful of pumpkin seeds in the afternoon and still feel tired and achy by evening? It's strange, isn't it? You try to do the right thing for your heart health. You follow the advice. You stick to a routine, but deep down something feels off, like your energy is slowly draining, even though you're trying harder than ever. If that sounds familiar, you need to hear this because after 60, your body doesn't process nutrients the way it used to. In fact, some of the most common seeds in your pantry, ones you've been told are good for seniors, could actually be causing harm. Silent, steady damage that builds up in your joints, your heart, even your kidneys. And you might not know it until it's too late. But here's the hopeful truth. You can turn this around. You can avoid the dangerous pitfalls and give your body exactly what it needs to stay strong, sharp, and more energized every single day. In today's video, I'm going to walk with you through 4 nutrients in pumpkin seeds that are surprisingly dangerous after 60, and 4 that you should absolutely embrace every single day to feel stronger, clearer, and more energized. And stay with me till the very end because the final nutrient on the list has been linked to a 23% lower risk of heart disease in people over 60 according to a massive European study. This one change could mean the difference between just surviving and truly thriving. While we dive into this together, I'd love to know where you're watching from today. Drop it in the comments below. And if you've ever felt confused about which seeds are helping versus hurting, let's talk about that too. For dangerous nutrients in pumpkin seeds after 60, you should avoid to eat. 1. Oxalates. All right. Let's begin with the first compound that might be doing more harm than good, even though most seniors are still eating pumpkin seeds daily. It sounds harmless, right? Oxalates, the kind that's in so many healthy foods like spinach, nuts, and seeds. You hear they're natural, they're in plants, even your favorite leafy greens. But what nobody tells you is that after 60, these friendly-sounding compounds can quietly turn toxic, especially when it comes in high concentrations like pumpkin seeds. See, unlike water-soluble compounds that your body flushes out when there's too much, oxalates are persistent. That means they stick around. They get stored in your kidneys, your joints, and they build up little by little, day by day. And here's where age matters. As you get older, your kidney function slows down. Your body becomes less efficient at clearing out what it doesn't need. So those oxalates you're getting from pumpkin seeds daily, they're not leaving your body. They're stacking up. At first, it doesn't scream for attention. You just feel a little more stiff in the morning. Your joints get achy after sitting. Maybe your lower back throbs more than usual. But underneath it all, that buildup can damage your kidneys, strain your urinary system, and even mess with mineral absorption. The very thing pumpkin seeds were supposed to protect. One major study from the Journal of Urology found that excess oxalate intake in older adults was linked to a 40% higher risk of kidney stones, a dangerous condition that dramatically increases infection risk, especially after 60. But here's the good news. Your body only needs small amounts of oxalate-rich foods, and there are ways to reduce their impact. Soaking pumpkin seeds before eating them, drinking plenty of water, and pairing them with calcium-rich foods like yogurt can help bind the oxalates so they pass through harmlessly. So, here's what you can do right now. If you're eating more than a small handful of pumpkin seeds daily, it's time to cut back. Limit yourself to 1 to 2 tablespoons per day, soak them for a few hours before eating, and make sure you're drinking at least 8 glasses of water daily. Your kidneys will thank you. 2. Phytic acid. Ready to move on? The next compound is one almost everyone associates with healthy eating and natural nutrition. But after 60, it could be slowly blocking your iron absorption, zinc uptake, and calcium utilization. Most people think of phytic acid as something natural, something found in whole grains and seeds, maybe even protective. And for younger adults with robust digestive systems, that makes sense. But after 60, phytic acid can turn from a minor inconvenience into a significant nutrient blocker. Here's the problem. Phytic acid binds to essential minerals like iron, zinc, calcium, and magnesium in your digestive tract. And if you're regularly eating high phytic acid foods like raw pumpkin seeds, you might be creating mineral deficiencies without realizing it. Phytic acid doesn't just pass through the body. It acts like a magnet, grabbing onto the very minerals your aging body desperately needs. That process is called mineral chelation, and it robs your cells of nutrients in ways that speed up bone loss, increase fatigue, and raise the risk for anemia, osteoporosis, even immune dysfunction. Worse yet, many symptoms of mineral deficiency look exactly like typical aging: fatigue, brittle nails, thinning hair, weak bones. Most doctors don't think to check if phytic acid is blocking mineral absorption unless you specifically ask. And most seniors don't know they need to. But here's what you can do today. If you're eating raw pumpkin seeds regularly and haven't been tested for iron, zinc, or magnesium deficiency, ask your doctor for a comprehensive mineral panel. These simple blood tests tell you whether your body is absorbing the minerals it needs. And while you're at it, focus on reducing phytic acid through proper preparation. Soaking, sprouting, or roasting pumpkin seeds all reduce their phytic acid content significantly. No mineral blocking, no hidden deficiencies. The truth is, phytic acid can be managed with the right preparation. After 60, smarter preparation means better nutrition. 3. Excess fiber. Coming up next is a nutrient that's been pushed on seniors for decades. It's everywhere in health articles, doctor recommendations, nutritionist advice. But when consumed in excess from concentrated sources like pumpkin seeds, it can sneak into your digestive system and do the exact opposite of what you're hoping for. It's probably the most recommended nutrient for seniors. You hear it everywhere. Get more fiber to protect your digestive health. It's printed on cereal boxes, echoed in doctors' offices, and pushed in every health commercial aimed at people over 60. But here's something you probably haven't been told. If you're getting fiber from multiple sources, especially concentrated ones like pumpkin seeds, it might be doing your digestive system more harm than good. See, fiber has one job in moderate amounts. It's supposed to support healthy digestion and regularity. But after 60, digestive processes don't work as smoothly as they used to. Stomach acid production decreases. Enzyme activity means your body isn't processing fiber the way it once did. So, where does all that extra fiber go? Not where it should. It can cause bloating, gas, cramping, and actually block the absorption of important nutrients. Multiple studies, including one published in the American Journal of Gastroenterology, have linked excess fiber intake from concentrated sources to increased digestive discomfort, nutrient malabsorption, and bowel irregularities in seniors. That means instead of digestive support, the excess fiber is causing digestive chaos. It's contributing to the very problems you're trying to avoid. And there's more. Too much fiber can also cause dehydration, electrolyte imbalances, and interfere with medication absorption. And if you're someone who takes blood pressure medication or diabetes medication, common issues in seniors, excess fiber might be affecting how well your medications work. But here's what works better. Get your fiber through a variety of sources throughout the day. Fruits like apples and pears, vegetables like broccoli and carrots, whole grains like oats, and yes, small amounts of seeds including pumpkin seeds. This gives you fiber in a form your body understands and uses properly. And if you're adding pumpkin seeds to your diet, start with just 1 tablespoon daily and increase gradually over several weeks. Your digestive system needs time to adjust. 4. Concentrated manganese. Next, we'll talk about a mineral that seems totally beneficial. It's in almost every healthy seed and nut, but in high concentrations, especially for older adults, it can do lasting damage to your nervous system that takes years to recover from, if ever. Now, this one catches most people off guard. Manganese. It sounds essential, doesn't it? Something you need for bone health, antioxidant protection, maybe to support metabolism. It's naturally occurring, it's in healthy foods, even those superfoods for brain health. But here's what most seniors never hear. When consumed in high doses from concentrated sources like pumpkin seeds, Manganese can quietly damage your nervous system, sometimes permanently. Unlike most minerals that your body regulates carefully, manganese behaves differently when you get large amounts from food sources. When you consume too much, especially from seeds and nuts, it can build up in your brain tissue, specifically the areas that control movement, coordination, and cognitive function. And once it builds up, it becomes neurotoxic. The symptoms often sneak in. A little tremor in your hands, a sense that you're more unsteady on your feet, maybe a strange difficulty with fine motor tasks that won't go away. It's easy to blame it on arthritis, normal aging, or even early Parkinson's, but sometimes it's manganese toxicity. One clinical study showed that even 5 to 10 milligrams a day taken consistently over time was enough to cause neurological symptoms in older adults. That's just 2 to 3 tablespoons of pumpkin seeds daily. Yet, it was still too much for aging nervous systems. And when you start adding that with other manganese-rich foods like almonds, spinach, and whole grains, it adds up faster than you think. Seniors are particularly vulnerable because of slower detoxification processes and already compromised cellular repair. And here's the hard truth. Once neurological damage begins, it heals very slowly, if at all. But you don't need to cut out manganese entirely. Your body still needs a small amount, just 1.8 milligrams for women and 2.3 milligrams for men daily. And you can get that easily from a varied diet without concentrating on any single source. What you should do is limit pumpkin seeds to no more than 1 tablespoon daily, rotate your nuts and seeds, and focus on getting manganese from lighter sources like berries, tea, and small amounts of whole grains. No risk, no buildup. Now that we've uncovered the 4 compounds that could quietly be harming your health after 60, let's shift gears. Because the truth is, pumpkin seeds aren't all bad. In fact, when consumed properly and in the right amounts, they contain some essential nutrients that can completely transform how you feel. Starting with one powerful mineral most seniors don't even realize they're missing. For essential nutrients in pumpkin seeds every senior should need to know. 1. Magnesium. Let's talk about something your body is quietly begging for, but barely getting enough of. Magnesium. It's not flashy. It doesn't get the spotlight like calcium or vitamin D. But if you're over 60, it's one of the most powerful minerals you can give yourself because it touches almost everything that matters. Heart rhythm, blood pressure, muscle function, bone strength, even your sleep quality. The problem is magnesium deficiency is sneaky. You don't notice when it's low until your body starts waving little red flags. Cramping in your legs at night, restless sleep, muscle twitches, feeling anxious, or just tired without knowing why. And here's the thing, these symptoms often get dismissed as just aging. But many times they're not. They're magnesium deficiency in disguise. As we get older, our ability to absorb magnesium drops. Plus, common medications like diuretics, proton pump inhibitors, and blood pressure medications strip it from your system even faster. Add in stress from daily life and processed foods in our diet, and the result is a quiet epidemic of deficiency. But when magnesium is restored, the difference can be dramatic. Seniors often say they sleep deeper, feel less muscle tension, and have more steady energy, like their body isn't fighting itself anymore. That's because magnesium fuels over 300 enzymatic reactions. It helps your heart keep a steady rhythm, your muscles fire properly, and your nervous system relax instead of staying wired. Now, pumpkin seeds are one of the richest food sources of bioavailable magnesium. Just 1 tablespoon provides about 90 milligrams of easily absorbed magnesium. That's nearly 25% of your daily needs from a single natural source. The sweet spot for most seniors is around 320 to 420 milligrams per day, depending on your diet and health conditions. You can boost your intake naturally with foods like pumpkin seeds, spinach, almonds, avocados, and dark chocolate. A small daily serving of pumpkin seeds can be a delicious way to support your magnesium levels naturally. 2. Zinc. And speaking of immune support and healing, The next nutrient we'll talk about is technically a trace mineral. And yet, it may be the single biggest immune system and wound healing booster for people over 60. Now, this one is often overlooked. People hear zinc and think cold remedies, maybe immune support, perhaps a little wound healing, but here's the truth. After 60, zinc becomes one of your body's most important protectors. And if your levels are low, it could quietly be weakening your immune system, your skin integrity, your taste and smell, even your cognitive function. What most people don't know is that zinc is involved in over 100 enzymatic reactions in your body. And it acts like a master key, unlocking functions from protein synthesis to helping your body fight infections the right way. But here's the challenge. After 60, your digestive system becomes less efficient at absorbing zinc. If you take certain medications, have digestive issues, or eat a diet high in phytic acid, your levels drop even further and fast. The symptoms of low zinc aren't dramatic at first. You might get sick more often. Maybe your cuts and scrapes heal slower, your taste buds don't work like they used to, and your skin feels just a little more fragile. But over time, it gets serious. Studies have linked zinc deficiency in seniors to higher risks of infections, delayed wound healing, cognitive decline, even depression, and increased inflammation. A major review in the Journal of Nutrition found that seniors with healthy zinc levels had up to 40% lower risk of respiratory infections and a 30% faster wound healing rate from all causes. That's not small. That's life-changing. The problem is most seniors only get 6 to 8 milligrams of zinc daily from their diet. Barely enough to prevent severe deficiency, let alone support optimal function. What you likely need is 8 to 11 milligrams daily for women and 11 to 15 milligrams for men, especially if you're dealing with any health challenges or take medications that interfere with absorption. And here's where pumpkin seeds shine. Just 1 tablespoon provides about 2.5 milligrams of highly bioavailable zinc. Combined with other zinc-rich foods like meat, fish, and dairy, pumpkin seeds can be an excellent plant-based way to boost your zinc levels naturally. 3. Iron. Now, let's shift to another nutrient that gets attention, but often in the wrong way, especially if you've noticed fatigue that won't lift, pale skin, or those little dizzy spells when you stand up too quickly. This one is a quiet thief. You don't feel it stealing your energy. You don't see it robbing your stamina. But if you're over 60 and haven't paid attention to your iron levels, there's a good chance you're running low and it's affecting you more than you think. Iron is your blood's best friend. It keeps your red blood cells strong, your oxygen delivery efficient, and your energy levels steady. It helps make hemoglobin and keeps your cardiovascular system running smoothly. But here's the catch. As you age, your stomach produces less hydrochloric acid, which makes it harder to absorb iron from the food you eat. So even if you're having red meat, spinach, or beans regularly, you might not be absorbing what you need. That's why many seniors, even those eating iron-rich foods, quietly drift into iron deficiency. The symptoms sneak up. Fatigue that doesn't go away, shortness of breath or heart palpitations during normal activities, pale skin, brittle nails, maybe even restless legs or feeling cold without reason. Some folks start craving ice or feel like their legs are restless at night. And often it's misdiagnosed as depression or normal aging. But in reality, it's fixable. Because iron from plant sources like pumpkin seeds is non-heme iron, your body regulates its absorption naturally, so the risk of iron overload is much lower than with supplements. The sweet spot from food sources like pumpkin seeds is gentle and safe for most seniors. Pumpkin seeds provide about 2.5 milligrams of iron per tablespoon, along with vitamin C and other compounds that actually help your body absorb the iron better. This makes them an ideal natural source, especially when eaten with vitamin C-rich foods like citrus or bell peppers. If you haven't had your iron levels checked in the last year, ask your doctor about it. It's a simple blood test, and supporting healthy iron levels with food sources like pumpkin seeds can be one of the gentlest ways to maintain energy, circulation, and overall vitality. 4. Healthy fats, omega-3 precursors. Next up, we're talking about the single most important type of fat for protecting your heart, your brain, and your longevity after 60. And it's not the omega 3s you typically hear about, but they're plant based cousins that your body can convert when needed. Now, these aren't your typical omega 3s from fish oil. They're alpha linolenic acid, ALA, the plant based omega, three precursors that for people over 60 might just be the most underappreciated fats of all. The ALA in pumpkin seeds, especially when combined with other healthy fats, doesn't just support your heart. It builds the very structure of your cell membranes, protects your brain tissue, and keeps your inflammatory response balanced the way it's supposed to. The research on this is stunning. A massive study from the European Heart Journal followed over 27,000 people aged 55 and up. The result: those with higher plant-based omega 3 levels had a 23% lower risk of death from heart disease. That's not just about cholesterol numbers. That's about living longer, stronger, and clearer. Another study published in Circulation found that ALA could reduce inflammation markers in seniors by 15%. That's nearly 1/6 less chronic inflammation throughout the body. But here's the problem. Most people just aren't getting enough plant-based omega 3s. Over 2/3 of older adults are deficient in ALA, mainly because they don't eat seeds like pumpkin seeds or walnuts regularly. And while fish-based omega 3s get all the attention, plant-based sources provide unique benefits that your aging cells desperately need. So, what can you do? Start by adding a small serving of pumpkin seeds to your meals a couple times a week. Things like sprinkling them on yogurt, adding them to salads, or eating them as a small afternoon snack. But to really get the therapeutic dose, most seniors benefit from about 1 to 2 tablespoons of pumpkin seeds daily, which provides approximately 600 to 1,200 milligrams of ALA. When choosing pumpkin seeds, make sure they're fresh, ideally raw or lightly roasted, and stored properly to prevent the delicate fats from going rancid. And if you're vegetarian or don't eat fish regularly, pumpkin seeds become even more important as one of your primary sources of omega 3 precursors. Enjoy them with a meal to optimize absorption and minimize any digestive discomfort. And know that with each serving, you're not just protecting your heart, you're supporting brain health, reducing inflammation, and maintaining healthy cell membranes throughout your body. It's one of the few nutrients that truly helps you age gracefully from the inside out. Now that you've discovered the 4 nutrients that can help you feel stronger, sharper, and more energized after 60, and the 4 that require caution, let's bring it all together with one simple message and a little encouragement for your next step. So, here we are. You've just walked through 8 important truths about pumpkin seeds, 4 compounds that could be quietly working against your health after 60 when consumed in excess, and 4 powerful allies your body is likely craving more than ever. And the beautiful thing is none of these changes require a dramatic overhaul. You don't need to throw out all your pumpkin seeds or start some complicated regimen. You just need a little awareness, a little moderation, and the willingness to enjoy them smartly. Because staying strong, sharp, and energized in your 60s, 70s, and beyond, it's not about perfection. It's about knowing your body a little better than yesterday. It's about choosing smarter, not harder. So, here's my gentle challenge to you. Start with just 1 tablespoon of properly prepared pumpkin seeds daily. Soak them if you're concerned about oxalates. Rotate them with other seeds and nuts. And pay attention to how your body responds. If something feels off, adjust the amount. You deserve to feel your best. And if this video opened your eyes, let me know down in the comments. Which nutrient surprised you the most? Are you planning to add pumpkin seeds to your routine, or do you need to cut back? I truly read every message, and your story could help someone else make the right choice for their health. If you found this helpful, tap the like button. It really supports our work. And don't forget to subscribe to Senior Essentials, where we share simple science-backed tips to help you stay strong, sharp, and energized every single day. You've got this, and we've got your back.